95.7 The Armadillo. Craig Vaughn with you in the studio. A couple of special guests in here for the WRCA Ranch Radio. Oh, I thought you were going to keep singing to me there. It's going to use that as a backup music. Right? Brought to you by New Generation Supplements. I got Peyton and Casey in here today.
Not the Casey show, as Stan would say.
Right.
I'm trying to eat the mic.
It's not the Casey show.
She don't share very well. I'm just happy we got to the radio station today, running red lights.
Oh, one of those,
just on Casey's
red
time.
Lights.
Yeah.
Giant bass jumping out of the gutters.
Yeah.
Pontoon boats.
Kids over there fishing and that stuff, yeah.
Kenny Chesty and Alan Jackson are over here writing songs. It's crazy.
I've seen some people actually do some stuff in that flooded lake we have here, full of street runoff, and I'm like, you couldn't pay me enough to get my bare feet in that water.
They've got flesh-eating bacteria in their eardrums.
It's outrageous how much water's not.
Oh, there's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get my metal detector so I can go figure out what's in.
Oh, here we go.
I told her last week, I don't have one because I would be addicted to it.
Oh,
there's no way.
Then...
I'm going to live vicariously through Casey.
I've only heard the story about what's going to happen about 8 times since we've discovered it.
Those of you out there, I'm finding a hobby. I don't have to feed it. I don't have to trailer it. I don't have to take it to the vet. It's all up to me.
She may get lost, though.
Let's see, where were y'all? Fort Sumner, right?
Yes.
You were in New Mexico.
Yes, and it all makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence the flag.
Elaborate on it all makes sense.
Well, Tyson had a good point. The only time you ever get passed in New Mexico is if a Texan is driving.
True that.
Because everyone just goes at their own pace.
Yeah.
And these rodeos, Friday and Saturday night, proved it. Let me tell you.
They're telling me something.
They got long drawn out, and it was.
Well, it's just how we're geared, and I don't know why. The sun comes up, the sun goes down, same time, same place for everybody.
Yeah.
But we just get every ounce of sunlight out of it, and moonlight. We just kind of the land of the manana.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. Slow and easy wins the race.
Yes.
I never win races, though. Maybe that's just slow and easy.
No, but it was a fun trip.
It was good.
It was nice
Billy
weather.
The Kid?
Billy the Kid was everywhere.
Everywhere. I don't think he's there, but everywhere.
Yeah, he's not there.
Regulators mount up.
In my head, I can't have him there. He lived on.
He did. He's in my soul. It's me.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Clayton got to go with me, so we.
That's her husband, for those of you that do not know.
Clayton was a cowboy.
Yeah.
As the song goes.
Yeah. But so he got to go with me, and we actually went to the state park, see the lake.
Oh, cool.
And take that all in.
Quite
so
full.
Yeah.
The boats were lined up going in,
That's
and it's
good.
up, and it was beautiful out there.
Yes.
But yeah.
So top hand, top horse to this one, or are you going to go vice versa?
You want to go through events? Or do you want to do top hand, top horse?
I think we've been starting off with a top hand.
Well, why don't we? Because I had to break it down. Being a New Mexican, and you see the word baca, but it's bacha. Bacha ranches.
Yeah, and actually, top hand is a repeat from last week. Jake Bacha got it again.
Oh, nice.
So,
oh, bacha, gotcha.
Yeah, so it turned out to be a good deal and getting to be a familiar name with us around here.
That's good.
And then top horse actually went to Matt Stockton.
Now, we hadn't heard that name in a long time.
And he is with the Twin Wells Ranch and Matt Stockton Livestock out of Dexter, New Mexico.
There is a place called Dexter, New Mexico. And Matt used to go under /B, and it was probably in 12 that they, everybody got married, kids grew up, whatever. But yeah, so he's back in the fold. So good to see him back.
The part that Craig always
loves what's
to
the horse?
hear,
You're keeping me on edge here.
Spoonful of dust.
Love it. I love it.
When I get my metal detecting,
you got to give it a name.
It's going to be called Spoonful of Gold.
You don't just share.
Spoonful of trinkets. Just share. Bottle caps.
Nothing about a nana or a coconut? You're not going to name it?
Might. That'd be my handle.
You'll have to get her on social media so she can take everyone else on her
That's
little.
right.
No, it might give me an excuse to get on Talk Tick.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be good. The old Snapstagram.
Snapstagram.
Then-
Insta-face.
Yeah, I'm just because it really is Instaface. It is my radio show. I don't understand why Instaface would not work.
That's right.
It doesn't work though.
So we got bronc riding. We're gonna start with
There we
bronc
go.
riding.
All right.
So first place in the bronc riding went to Circle M8 Land and Cattle,
All right.
and then, man, the judges just wanted to tie everybody up. So
My gosh, you're right. It was
second, third,
place.
fourth, and fifth place tied. So
I gotta see what the scores were on that. I can't see.
just made it difficult for the scorekeepers.
Wow,
I'm
yeah,
sure
Yeah.
Carrie Henry was about to pull her hair
I know
out.
she was, and good for her for thinking it.
But so between all that was Boccia, Dinwiddie, Singleton Ranches, and Winder's Cattle Company and Perrin Cattle is who kind of rolled up the rest of the top
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. That's crazy. I've never seen one like that as long as I've been here with y'all.
Man, I know.
71, 71, okay. Let's see.
Yeah, it was all right there together.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Either the judges didn't know what they were wanting out of a horse, they all were just even, or they just kind of didn't have the oomph, so they wanted to help the guys out a smidge.
Well,
I mean, take your pick. It could be any multiple reason.
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll never believe it. The sorting was
That was
just terrible.
I was just
It's
saying.
a theme for the year.
I
Everyone
thought you were
can't
going to
get
say, no one's going to believe it. Everybody got a dime. Now,
Oh,
that would
no.
have been like one I'd be like, you're right. I don't believe that.
No, so there at Fort Sumner, they do where as long as you get one across, you always get a time.
Mm-hmm.
And there was teams, so trying to get 5 across in consecutive order.
Two
and
teams
you
got 5
yep.
across.
You were doing good to get 5 across. And I think those 2 came on Friday night or Saturday night. Friday there was
Dinwiddie
none.
and Direct Cattle were the only 2 ranches that got all 5 ahead across.
Yeah, so first place went to Dinwiddie Cattle Company. Second place went to Durrett Cattle Company.
Because they got 5
5
across.
across. And then third place was Sandhill Cattle Company and McMillan Ranches.
And they were 47 seconds on 4.
Yeah.
That would be fast. I would be fast on 1.
It was fast on one for somebody.
Fast on 1, which we did have 3 teams that did do that.
Then going into your branding, first place went to Sandhill Cattle and McMillan Ranch. Second was Dinwiddie Cattle Company. And third place was Smith Cattle Company. Then stray gathering, first place went to Wilson Cattle. Second place was Baca Ranches. Boccia Ranches. Gets me every time.
Gotcha.
Third place, Sandhill Cattle Company and McMillan Ranches.
Wonder if Sandhill Cattle Company has any sand left at their ranch. Because over by Earth, I think their Earth, because we've got so much rain, is like missing it. It's got
Right.
divot out of it.
Yeah.
Think about that.
And it was draining away.
Well, we're talking to Trip and Hope. They haven't got as much rain as we have here.
Really?
Yes.
Must be caught up in the feed yards.
I don't know where
Because
it's
that
at.
has been
It's
a
all
really
gone
big
to Hereford.
problem. Well, okay, so now we're talking about these point spreads real quick.
Right?
Oh, we're not done.
Oh,
Casey, you
I mean,
moron. It's
we
not
could-
my radio show. Not my radio show.
we could go on to the last event is the wild cow milking. First place is Boccia Ranches. Second place was Dinwiddie Cattle Company. And third place was Singleton Ranches.
I'm such a dimwit. I mean, I don't know. I just had to. I've been holding on to that. Correct?
You had to let it go.
It's a
Dang.
fun
Yeah,
one.
had to
Yeah,
get it out
It's a
there.
fun name.
It is like that damn near ranch that's out of Colorado. I'm like, that just cracks me. And I know the guy who owns that.
Right.
And so I'm like, what the heck?
Who we calling in?
Jake Boccia.
Calling one of the botches themselves, right?
So
Right.
before we get into that real quick, I'm going to tell you. So first place, they won that with the 112. And then second place was 98. Third place, I'm going to look down now.
Oh, look, we didn't even
95
say
and a
who
half.
won.
No, we're going to go. Oh, well, we can. Because we just said we're going to talk to him. So, ladies and gentlemen, Boccia won the rodeo.
This is why Lehman don't let us out by ourselves. It's all out of order.
Well, that's okay. Third place was Dinwiddie Cattle Company out of Capitan, New Mexico. Second place was Circle M8 Land and Cattle out of Silverton. And then Boccia Ranch out of Vega
With 112 points
with
total.
112 points. So Friday night had to be a little bit of a rough night.
Yes, for everybody.
right? So the Bronx, seem like looking at the sheet, the Bronx might, and we can get in that with Jake, but might have had some toe stubbing a little bit.
Right.
And that arena is real sandy, and it gets really mucky, like hot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of in a bowl surrounded by alfalfa fields. So, and it's sand, so therefore it gets very, very hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I don't know what the excuse. I don't have an excuse other than that's how it goes in the rodeo shows.
All right, let's call Jake then. Find out what all went on. We'll talk to him coming up. We'll get him on the phone.
Always have to find an excuse.
Flies are a big problem for your horses. Get control with Horse Lick supplements, fortified with Clarify Larvicide, the first and proven leader in feed-through fly control. Proven more than 96% effective at reducing fly populations. Clarify Larvicide controls 4 species of flies to protect your horses. Not only will you rest easy knowing that you're combating flies with the latest technology in fly control, you'll also be supplementing your horses with the added nutrients they need to live their best life. Learn more about Horse Lick supplements with Clarify Larvicide at horselick.com. That's HORSLIC.com. And we got him on the phone, Jake Boccia. Congratulations, man, coming to Amarillo this fall.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. We're excited to be there.
I guess so. All I got was they're very, 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 very excited. And I was like, Zane is probably hanging off the light pole, butt naked, with this, that's just how he rolls. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jake.
First time qualifiers.
Yeah, it is. As a team, it absolutely is. And Colton and Zane, Jake, you've got your brothers, Jaden, Trenton, and yourself, correct?
Yeah. They're actually my cousins. So
Cousins.
honestly, Zane's kind of closer to my brother than anybody.
Sure.
He lived with my family and I whenever he was younger. His dad died of cancer, and he lived with us for quite some time in the summers and would come to the ranch. And then obviously now he's working there full time, and so it's kind of crazy how the whole team has came full circle. And then the other Zane Davis, we call him Gene. He just went to work there about 6-7 months ago, and we've been really good friends and worked together. And me and Colton have been working together, so it's kind of crazy how close we all are.
So do we have a nickname for Colton? Because I might have to come up with a few. I don't know. I'll have to think of that. I'll have to think about that. But good job.
We just call Cold On. That's what we call Colton. We just call him Cold On.
Man, it's like Gene and Cold On. Preacher. Dupree and Preacher.
Well, it's actually nice to see Colton on a card since his dad competed with us for so long. Casey can take us back in the history books.
So Jim Kingston, that's Colton's dad. He wasn't there, right? So he texted me on Saturday or Friday night. No, Saturday, I guess. Well, I'm going to Fort Sumner. I said, you are? I guess they're doing pretty good. I said, oh, that's amazing. I don't want to jinx it. We're done talking. I'm like, you can't lead into conversations like that and expect for people like, okay, see ya.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, they drove a long ways just to come watch Saturday. I was glad him and Michelle made it there.
Yes, baby boy, gotta go see him go. He could be 100 and he'll still go, I'll go watch baby boy. Well,
Yes,
that's what
ma'am.
Michelle says.
Right?
Okay, Jake, let's break this down a minute. So, in the Bronx, what was that night? You guys ended up winning the bronc riding?
Yes.
So, and then it just got tied.
no, they got
second.
Yeah.
Tied and tied
Yes, ma'am.
after that. So, the difference between, since a ranch team competes both nights at Fort Sumner, what is your difference between Friday night and Saturday night? What was your guys' major difference that you could see between that's not just the Bronx, but just in general? Because you guys were doing good on Friday, so you knew you had to keep your powder dry before Saturday.
Yes, ma'am. I
Wednesday.
think the biggest thing is, we've worked together a bunch here lately, and we've all spent a lot of time doing a lot of stuff together. And we went to Lamar the other weekend, and we got along good. And we were at the Curse this past weekend, and so going into Fort Sumner, it was just kind of, and it's always good. I drew a really good horse, and and all those guys are glad to see me make a good ride. And it started off the weekend really good to start the rodeo like that, and then after that, things just kind of fell into place. I think we just drew really good. Like we had a little trouble in the sorting the first night. Those cattle were tough, but after that, we drew good in the straight gather, and it made it a lot easier for us. And drew a really good cow. We won the milk in the first night, and so after that, it was just kind of like, well, if we do our part and keep our heads down and keep drawing like we have been, then we'll be fortunate enough to come away from it better than everyone else. And I think that's just all there was to it, because there's a lot of great teams there that sure can beat you on any given day, and I think a lot of it's just a drawing contest.
You nailed it, and that's the consistent thing. Everybody always says, well, I really don't know how. We just stayed consistent. I bet Zane smoked a lot of cigarettes between Friday and Saturday.
Well, he's quit smoking. He probably dipped a lot of snuff. He doesn't smoke anymore, but I bet he's dipping a lot of snuff.
Good for him. Him and I would have been eating it together. It's okay. I know. He went one vice to another. I'm ribbing on Zane because I've known him a minute. And
yes, ma'am.
He's just a good guy to give a hard time to.
Well, Jake, talk a little bit about on that sorting. Like, what was y'all's mind frame going into it, seeing all them, not really no times, but only times on one, times on two. What was y'all's game plan going into that?
When we went in there the first night, I sorted and we could tell that none of the red cattle were tagged, and they didn't want to stay down there. And those cattle were pretty stirred up, and I told them that I was going to go in there and try to be as slow and as calm as possible, and we weren't going to try to cut anything out at the line. They were just going to push everything back over the top of me until we got it singled off over there on the edge and could let it out. And really our game plan didn't work at all. We got a time on two that night, and it really wasn't anybody's fault. It's just the cattle kind of took advantage of us right there, and so we kind of had to move on. And then the next night, those cattle were a little bit better, and they settled them some more. And we still took our time in there, and just the placement of the cattle, the number that we drew when we first rode in the herd, they were just set up right there for us to have a pretty quick time. And so that helped a lot. We weren't having to dig around in those cattle and really have to ride through them to get the numbers that we needed out of there.
Those that are sitting on the edge, Craig and Stan Payton, it's funny because those that are sitting on the edge, so the guy going in to sort, it's a very lonely feeling. Because everybody
yes, ma'am.
From Fort Sumner to Tucumcari to Santa Rosa sees what you don't.
Yeah.
And they're all screaming at you. They're right there.
Yeah.
They're right there. And you want to turn around and go, y'all could just beep because I can't see what you're seeing. So it was good that
yes,
they folded out and you were able to take, if you wouldn't have taken it on two, I mean, it would have changed the name of the game for you guys. If you would have went in there and went for it, took no time, we might not be talking to you. I mean, that's how tight it was. That's how tight it was.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, I got a question.
And,
hey, Jake, I'm looking at your picture here on the WRCA
Isn't he
website.
Sexy?
Well, I'm kind of curious. You guys are a young team. Like
Very
usually,
young.
like
Don't let Zane fool you.
like what's the ages of you guys?
so I'm 21. Colton, he's fixing to be 28. And Gene, he's fixing to be 26. I think he'll be 26 this year. And then Jayton, my cousin, he's 28 also. And Zane, he'd be 35. He's the old man.
The old man.
And Trenton, he's on the card also. He wasn't in the rodeo with us, but he's
he
also
gets
on
to
the card.
come.
He's 17.
Yeah. Wow,
yes,
man.
ma'am. Yeah, he's coming with us, but
he
he's
gets
17.
to come, but he's got to have a fake ID. I mean, not a fake ID. Gosh, why did I say that? Why did I say that?
So far, we've endorsed snuff and fake IDs. So,
well, we are talking about the Pacha Ranch.
Anything else you want to throw out? Speeding. I think we started the show with speeding.
Running red lights.
Running red lights.
Being a New Mexican, and yeah, I think that the cats they got on this team, they get it.
Yeah.
I mean, they get it. They know how I roll. They get it.
It's a young team, though, compared to a lot of the teams we see coming through here at the finals.
I'm glad to see them.
It's neat. Yeah, I love it.
I'm like, Katie, bar the door. Here they come.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's exciting to get teams that are eager. It's exciting. I'm not saying that every team is not eager, but when you have teams come for the first time. You feel their excitement, which humbles us, which makes
Right.
it humbling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not, the other teams are great and they're in it to win it too.
Yeah.
But, you know, Jake, when you get to championship, everything's on a clean slate, right? It's starting over. There's no carryover for another rodeo. It's all fresh, brand new
Yes, ma'am.
slate. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. But here's the other question I got. Y'all aren't gonna end it there. You're gonna go to a few more rodeos, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am. So far, what we're entered in, which, you know, we kind of talked about it whenever we made the conscious decision that we were going to go rodeo. Like I told everybody, which we've all been and rodeoed before and rodeoed enough to know that, you know, we weren't going to go to 2 rodeos and be bummed out that we didn't make it. And so we told ourselves, you know, we're just lucky we got qualified this early on, but you know, our mindset was we're going to enter plenty of rodeos and we're going to go and do the best that we can and make sure we're prepared and ready to go and ready to compete that way. At the end of the year, if we don't make it, there's not like, well, maybe we should have done this, or
That's
if
right.
we would have done this,
See?
it would have come out better. And so, you know, we're still going to go to Moriarty and Hugo,
Yay.
and I think we're entered somewhere else. Maybe we had to draw out of Colorado Springs. We were entered in Colorado Springs, but I got to go to Montana for a horse sale, so we had to draw out of that rodeo. But we're entered in a couple more, and we're still going to be going.
Good.
So.
I will see you at Hugo, America, where it's
Yes.
so much fun. Where the West was
Yes,
done
ma'am.
or something. Done, whatever it was.
Well, Jake, we just want to say congrats again and to the whole team, and also, you know, give you a hand for winning top hand again.
Yeah, what
That's
the heck?
It's not an easy feat at these rodeos, and you've managed to do it twice. So kudos on that, and we look forward to seeing you down the road.
Maybe Kevin will sing a
Yes.
song.
I
Maybe.
appreciate it, and it's good to talk to y'all.
Hey, you tell Zane and Colton it's okay to be the elders. I mean, I get it all the time.
Okay. I'll let them know. I'll tell
Yeah.
them you said, or you can tell them both that you
Oh,
go.
I'll tell them. Don't you worry about it. Goodbye, Jake.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks,
See y'all
Jake.
later.
See you.
I almost said good night, Jake. Good night, Jake. Good night, Jim Bob. Hey, you know what? I feel like having some horse lick today on the top hand, or the top horse. I'm feeling a little sluggish. And
you
the
know what?
mosquitoes. Let me tell you something about this mosquitoes. This horse lick thing, I'm sure hoping they can calm the nerves. These are dinosaurs. I had
Yeah.
one fly on me, and it was the size of a bumblebee.
Yeah. Yeah, when you can feel the weight of them.
When you know they're there.
It flew by my ear, and I
Yeah.
thought I looked up at where are those Cessnas again?
Yeah.
It was like, I
Yep.
was like, this is wrong.
Yeah.
Like, hepatitis will be next. They'll shut down America. We'll have to wear face netting.
That's right. World Championships November 9th through the 12th. Saturday tickets gone. Friday
Yes.
tickets low
There's
ticket
only
alert,
like
right?
300 left. So
Yeah.
those the big families,
Mm-hmm.
well, now's a chance.
Better get them.
Right. Well, and that's another thing. I mean, I know Saturday's sold out and Friday's getting low.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've added the new watch party that's going
Yes.
on in that Grand Plaza, and we'd really like to see folks attend, still come out, still come to the trade shows, still enjoy the whole atmosphere, and get to sit down in possibly a comfier chair and
Mm-hmm.
enjoy just watching the rodeo on the big screen.
A comfy chair. So here's a little tidbit from Word of Wisdom, since it's the KC radio show. I have useless information, nonsense information. So make sure if you come and you get your rodeo ticket, get a hotel room. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm tired of kicking people out from under their trucks every night there. I got to get to my truck because
Right.
it's not yours. But all kidding aside, hotels are going very, very fast.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you can go to our website, you'll see the listing of our hotels. However, Amarillo is not hotel poor, right? You know what I mean,
Not
Craig?
by any means.
And they're all pretty easy to get to, I-40,
Yeah.
I-27. But don't wait because you will, those that we use are getting full, if not sold out.
That's right.
Because if you can always base it on the ticket sales. So Saturday's gone, I promise you the hotel's probably are gone. And 300 rooms, I don't think there's a family that has 300 rooms unless you are Vegas, Nevada brothel. Maybe then. I don't know. You
There we
think?
go. There's a new one. Just add that one to the list today.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
No, but honestly, if you're looking for the information to get all this, our new mobile app did launch.
Yep.
So you have everything you'll need
When's it
right
coming
at your.
back?
What do you mean? Oh, it launched? Oh my Lent.
Yep, got the app WRCA. Just search wherever you get your apps from. You'll find it right there.
Guess where I'm going, Craig?
Where are you going?
I'm going to Scott.
Oscar.
Yes, leave Thursday. And little bit, Lehman's going to Chugwater.
Chugwater. All right.
Wyoming.
Wyoming. Yeah.
He's going to Chugwater, Wyoming. I don't know why they. And then
Casey's going to be burning up the road.
And then I go to Hugo and I get to see Jake and those guys.
Cool.
And then the Stout Ranch, Ranch Rodeo in Fort Worth.
Yes.
Why do they call it Fort Worth, Craig?
I don't know. Because it was probably a fort at one time.
Right. But I don't know what Worth. It must have been like Texas.
I'm
The
guessing it
bigger
was
the
like
better. It's probably
a
like
Colonel Worth or something, probably.
Yeah, because we have like Fort Hood, Fort Sumner, Fort whatever, and then there's Fort Worth. So you had to be rich to go down there to hang out at that fort.
Yeah.
Like
It was
if
a
you
cool
weren't
fort.
shooting big cannonballs, you couldn't come in.
That's right.
I'm just saying,
That's
everything's
right.
bigger and better in Texas, and they can take their mosquitoes and.
Ben Johnson Days in Pawhuska, 16th, 17th, Chugwater on just the 17th. And then, it's a full slate. You can find them all over at WRCA.org, and there are quite a few rodeos left to go
It's
to. So,
too long.
yeah.
Like I'm starting to just sing to myself in the truck. Well, I do anyway, but like talk to myself.
Well, I'll get you a countdown.
Do not.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet.
I hate the countdown.
I am
Don't
not.
ever tell them how many days.
I'm not a countdown kind of gal unless it's my jeans. And you can count down on those all you want in my sizing.
Oh, excellent. WRCA.org. Get to download the free app wherever you get your apps from. Big thanks to New Generation Supplements and Horse Lick.
Yes,
Good
mosquito
folks. Yeah.
repellent.
Yes. Yes.
We don't need DEET.
Yeah, that's right.
We need dynamite.
Appreciate you guys. Good seeing you again.
Good to see you.
What's that growth on your neck? Oh, you got bit by a mosquito in Texas.
Oh, I got one right on my sock line. It drives me crazy. Yeah.
Ah, you're right on your underwear line?
Sock.
Oh, sock. Bye.
See y'all.